If I would have known you were recording, I would have had a shower.
Well, we're live now. Well, hey, everybody, Patrick Batty here, and I'm along with Beverly Nightingale, one of the team in our internet marketing business. And today, what we're doing is we're starting out a thing we're calling the 21-day blogging challenge. There will be other people joining in on our hangout later today, but we're also recording it live today because we're doing this at a bit of a goofy hour on a Saturday morning. And so we realized that a lot of people won't be joining us, but there will be a number of others that want to see it after the fact. So we decided to basically record this, and we'll probably do one other live hangout, figure out a time for next week. But we're starting our blogging challenge today, a 21-day blogging challenge. And what I want to do is kind of share a couple ideas and things with you beforehand, but then I'm going to go into a live screen capture to explain some stuff, to actually create a blog post on the fly, to show how quick you can do it, to show a number of things, how you can kind of optimize it, how you can, why you would do it, all kinds of things. So before I kick off, let me open up. I just did have some notes aside here. I just got to move my windows so I can go see them and get them. 1 second. So before we get started, what we'll be doing is really covering off, kind of the rationale of why anybody would want to start doing blogging if they've never done it before. Some ideas on things to blog about, but more so it's like, what's the motivation? Why would anybody ever want to do it? And so we'll talk about that today. We'll also give you some ideas on some really neat thoughts about things to blog about, depending on what your topic is. Kind of whatever the topic may be, there's kind of sub areas that you may want to do around that topic. Now, first of all, why blog in general? Let's just talk about that before we get started. Now, both Beverly and I, basically, we're online marketers. We have a business that we promote, and we blog, as a way to help promote that business. Now, we don't just write blog posts that say, join our business, join our business, join our business, join our business. Like, who's going to read that crap, right? Nobody's going to want to read that, right? So what we do is we generally write blog posts about topics that may be interesting to people that we think may be interested in joining our business. Does that make sense? Make sense to you, Bev?
Totally, Patrick.
Yeah.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, like the last thing everybody wants to know is, or see is, join me, join me, join me, or why join me, or anything like that. On the other hand, there may be topics like this topic, as an example, why to blog, about that people may be interested in. And one of our parts of our business is a blogging system. So there's a perfect example, and I love to give examples that aren't just theory. I love to give examples in practice. So there's no secrets here. We're being very transparent. We have a blogging system that people can use. So if you're here and you don't have a blogging system, we've got one. But I'm going to move the advertising aside right now. Okay, that's not the purpose. But that's an example of how something like this works. But why would you really want to write a blog post? Well, it doesn't really matter if you want to be, in our business where we have a blogging system or anything like that. You may have something else you want to talk about. It could be your special interests, your hobbies, your job, your political rants. It could be something to blow off steam, right? There's a lot of reasons people want to blow off steam these days. And, they do it on Facebook, and they do it, frankly, I don't like to blow off steam in a blog. A blog is permanent. If I'm blowing off steam, that's temporary. So I like to keep things a little bit more, I like to keep things a little bit more positive in what I write about and what I blog about. But so it could be a way of just expressing a point of view about a topic, it could be a way to market your business. Now, again, whatever business you could have, let's say you're a small local business. I mean, even a coffee shop. If you have a coffee shop, I mean, we know that the kind of products you have, but you could writing a post about what's happening at the shop, some new things that are going on. I don't know, maybe there's a musician you have come in on a Friday night and play some nice folk music, whatever it may be, or whatever it may be. I mean, there's coffee shops are a lot different than they used to be, unless it's Tim Hortons. They're not very different, but if they're different. They're trendier. They're cooler. The coffee's more expensive, but there's a bit more of an atmosphere. There could be a lot of different cool things going on at your coffee shop. So a blog is simply another vehicle that you can use to promote your business, plain and simple. Another reason you may want to do it is to establish credibility for yourself in whatever niche or industry you're in, whatever it may be. I mean, you could be a recruiter and have a blog, for a business, recruiter that recruits people for jobs. Or it could be, it could be anything. It could be a law practice, an accountant. I have an accountant who's actually a client of mine, and he has a blog, and he puts some stuff up there, and every so often there's a tax change that he writes about, and things like that. So it's just another example. And what does it do? It establishes credibility for him, right?
Yeah, exactly. And those are professions, like the big professions, right? Like law and doctors even and stuff like that. And then there's your local people, like you said, coffee shops. Well, my daughter does custom cakes. Wedding cakes, birthday cakes, stuff like that. So that's an opportunity. Have a blog for something like that. You can put your pictures out. It's a way to advertise your business and to get known in your community.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to have to get this on auto, so when you speak, Bev, it'll go over to you. I don't know.
Okay, sorry.
It's okay. You know what? If you can concentrate on that also, because I'm looking at my topic, but I do want it to switch over to you on video when we transition. But I'll be going to screen capture in a few minutes anyway.
Yeah.
So effectively, it's a way to establish credibility for your business. Maybe to build additional connections, either people in similar businesses in other locations, or again, a way to get clients. Kind of establish recognition and credibility. There are search engine benefits to writing blog posts. Every blog post you write will be indexed by Google and Bing. And by indexed, it means they'll come out to your website and they'll go see that, and they'll take note of what's in your blog post. And depending on how you do it, you may rank very high or not very high, depending on how you do it, for whatever topic you're writing about, right? And why that's valuable is it means, again, especially if you're ranking high, well, people will search for a term. They'll see your link. They'll click on the link and they'll come to your blog. And then the cycle starts. You're establishing credibility with someone brand new. Could be anywhere. Could be local. Could be around the world. It all depends on the kind of business you're trying to do. So there's real benefits from doing it. For us who do home-based businesses, it's great as well because, well, number one, blogging is almost free. We pay. You pay for some website hosting, but basically it's almost free. It's a free way to promote your business. And every post you do is another ongoing, permanent promotional post. And when I say a blog post is permanent, what I mean is you can always go back and change and edit your previous posts. But the thing is, once you've created it, it'll stay out there forever. And so the more and more posts you have, and the more of them that are ranked in the search engines, therefore there's this audience that is seeing them and will come to your website. When they come to your website, again, the whole cycle continues. You're establishing your credibility and your business. So I've for instance, been blogging for 3 years. I still have people seeing blog posts I wrote 3 years ago. Now, I'll be honest, I don't do blog posts every day. I'm going to starting today for the next 21 days. Okay, starting today. This is a kick in the pants for me. Okay,
And me.
nothing like laying it out there to put some pressure on yourself, right? It's a kick in the pants for me. Now I have hundreds of posts that I've done because I've been doing it for 3 years. But if I could say I've got hundreds in 3 years, that's really maybe one or two a week, not one a day. So I want to share some ideas about this, and I'm going to do it a little bit more. Again, I'll transition into showing you how to write a post quickly. But again, what we're going to do today, everybody that watches, take note of the date and write a post for 21 days. And I'm going to show you the structure of a post. And next week, on our next hangout, we're going to talk about how to promote your posts, how you get an audience to see the ones you've written. But at least for the next week, I want to recommend everybody at least start writing them. Next week, we'll share on how to promote. I can't cover every topic today in one live hangout. We'll probably go an hour, hour and a half today anyway. So that's the reason you want to do it. That's really the reason. Now I want to also share some ideas about the kinds of things you can post. I see we have Jenny joining us. Good morning, Jenny. How are you? We'll see your audio, but just kick in when you are. I'm going to continue on. Welcome to the live stream. We are live to the world today. There's 6 million people watching you. And there may be, you never know, one of these days. Anyway, So let's talk about some post ideas. Again, it doesn't matter what the niche is or the industry is or the business is that you're promoting, some ideas that you could do, some kind of subtopics on that business. Now, in my case, I'm an internet marketer. I do internet marketing. I make commission through internet marketing and network marketing. I use products. I use various tools and products for my business. So if I wanted to, I could do a review of one of those tools or products. Okay, that's an idea of a tool. It's something I'm using every day or something I use frequently. I like it. I dislike it. It's a pain in the butt. It's great. Whatever it is, I can write a blog post about it. Another could be a question and answer type post. Frequently asked questions about a particular topic. Other ones could be like an interview. You could be recording a video, a live interview of somebody, or resources that I use for a business or thing. People like lists. Here's an example. They love reading lists, top 10 lists of this or top 5 lists of that. I don't know why that's so popular, but it is really, really popular. Movie reviews. I mean, it's off topic on what I do, but I see people doing movie reviews and then still transitioning them to promote their business on that review link. Why? Movie reviews are very topical and trendy for a short period of time. I mean, nobody's going to want to read a movie review of something from 3 years ago, probably, but it's still, they could have a high traffic while in that period of time that movie is running, just as an example. Top 10 lists, how-to lists, step-by-step instructions on doing something. I've done a number of videos, for instance, like that. Once I learn a topic or once I learn how to do something, quite often I'll record a video on how to do it. I do that so I can share it with my team, but I also do that so I could share it with the world. So if the world sees it, they know me, they see my links, and so forth. So it's just another idea of kinds of things you can do. Could be a little bit of kind of personal success, or you know what really people want to hear about? Personal failure. People are really, I don't know, it's kind of a funny thing, but they like that kind of stuff. If you write you're in an email, boy, did I ever screw up? Well, you'll find out that email opens a lot. Something that will get people's attention is the idea. I mean, it's got to get somebody's attention, or it's not worthwhile, right? This could be in a blog post, could be in an outbound email. With outbound emails, the key is to get them open before anything else happens. So you need to have some kind of catchy heading to get them open, right?
And everybody can identify with screwing up, right?
Oh, yeah.
We've all done it a number of times.
You know, I do it I'm just trying to cut down the number of times, right? But I know I'm going to do it sometime today. I do it most hangouts for that matter.
Me too.
You know, other things like what's in the news, or maybe what I learned from, you know, this person. If I watch something somebody else shared, what I learned from that person. Things to encourage people, things to motivate people. I mean, those are great because they put you in a positive frame of mind. One, they put the other people in a positive frame of mind. So I think they're very, they're good for building business too. I mean, people really do. I said earlier you could do a blog post that was a rant. Well, you know what? I'll rant, but I try not to rant too much in public. But encouraging type things are lasting and good for business. Yeah. Rants are just a way to blow off steam. They don't really do anybody a lot of good, right? But encouraging things are well worth it. You could recommend things or recommend products, and frankly, if you recommend products, you may get an affiliate commission if people buy the product. There's nothing wrong with that. They generally can't get the product cheaper if it doesn't pay an affiliate commission, so normally people don't mind that, right? So if you're spending time and money on blogging, you might as well make some money from it in the process. Now we try to make a lot of money in the process and kind of do, you know, over time. So that's a good thing. That's our motivation. Some other things are, you know, maybe some Mythbuster type topics. You know, everybody thought this. I did one the other day. We did a hangout about baby boomers, and some of our topics were some Mythbusters about baby boomers. You know, like that type of thing. Now, if you're not a big writer, and I certainly wasn't before I started 3 years ago. I'm not fearful of it now, and I'm pretty fast at it now. But I'm not sure that I'm the most articulate writer. I like doing videos for a couple reasons, and I like adding them to my blog posts. Why I like doing the videos is, now one, I can record a video. What I can do in a video in 10 minutes takes me more than 10 minutes to write. Mm-hmm. As an example, okay? And a video, the neat thing about a video is it's okay, warts and all. You know, it doesn't matter, because what you're doing is connecting with people. They'll not, if you have some ums and ahs like I always do in my videos, or my hairline's go back all the time, I don't look great in videos, that's okay, nobody minds. There's a lot of people out there. Some people will think it's great, some won't. That's okay. You know, you just have to get over the fear of it and not worry about it, and, you know, let it just you know, blow it out. Just don't worry about it. The point is, as long as some people understand and appreciate what you're doing, that's what counts. Okay? So what I'm going to do today is actually create a blog post using our system live. And I actually created it about an hour before, and I was going to share it because we had some new people coming in that I don't see them on the live stream anyway. I was going to share it before, and I created it in general, but I was going to save it after we had it here so I could show people how we save them and all that. Well, I had to go out for about an hour. I came back home, I did something, I closed my browser, and then I realized I just lost my entire blog post. So rather than panic and worry about that, let's actually create one and show you how fast you can create one from scratch. And I'll tell you, I do have a little bit of a secret here, though. I participated in a session last week that included part of this as one of the topics. And while I was watching the session, I was watching it through the internet. I created some notes, and they're just in bullet form, and you'll recognize it kind of as the fundamentals of what we're talking about today. And I'm going to take those notes and then move them in and create a blog post around those notes, okay? And I'll show you how I do that. And because, you know what, I've got the notes here, they're sitting here, they're not doing anything, I've looked at them, that's great. But now let's take some and get some value out of it. And it's the kind of thing you could do. And it's an example of, you know, what I learned from XYZ. You know, as I said, one of the ways to do it. What I learned from XYZ is what we're going to do today. Okay, so let me go off screen and share my screen with you, and I'm going to go into my blog, and I'm going to show you a couple examples of blogs that we have. Is my work with Batman showing, Beverly?
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay, cool. So I have a couple blogs on the Empower Network. You can have, I think it's up to like 10. I don't have 10. I have a couple. This is one of my blogs here. It's called workwithbatman.com, or I think you have to do www.workwithbatman.com for some reason. And then this is my main Empower Network blog here. Now in Empower Network you can change colors and headers and banners and pictures and all that kind of thing really easily. But basically these are just samples of two blogs. They look a little bit different. I've just chosen to have a blue background, or I mean the gray background. I just kind of like a minimalist look, but you'll see they have different headers and banners on the side and things like that. Okay, so these are a sample of blog. Now what I want to do is I'm actually going to go into this one. No, this one, and I'm going to create a new blog post. So what I'm going to do is I go into home. And now what I mean here is the back office of Empower Network, and there's all kinds of stuff here, but this is essentially the icon where you create a new blog post. Within this system, we do more than just blog posts. We can create audio posts, we can upload media, we can upload videos, we can save drafts of posts and things like that, and that's what I should have done before I went away, but I'm going to create a brand new blog post from scratch now. Okay, let me just move that aside, go get that content that I wanted to grab from my notes. Excuse me for one sec. And I'm doing a little copy in here, and I'll paste it in. You're not seeing all this part, but anyway, let's. As soon as I paste it over in the other, okay. Okay, so you can see this screen, and I've just taken some notes that I had here, and they're going to be really small. I'll just make it all bigger in a few minutes and move this over so I've got some room to navigate here. So essentially, these are just some bullet point notes I took about this topic last week. Plain and simple. And again, when I write notes, I write them really fast, and I didn't take them for the purpose of doing a blog post or doing this video, but I'm going to use it for that now. So first of all, what we have here is, it's kind of like a little word processor. That's all it is. Word processor type system where we can format the text that we put in. Now, we can just type our text in like, just like that, just like any other word processor, or we can cut and paste. And then we're gonna clean it up here though, and we'll take a little bit of time to do that. Now what I'm gonna do is make this post part of the 21-day blogging challenge. I'm gonna call it the basics, and that's gonna be the title of the post, and I'm gonna make it the header inside the post as well. So I'm copying that, and I'm pasting it here. And I'm going to actually, because it's a heading, I'm going to make it big. So you can see we have here easy ways to structure your content. There's actually ways to set up the fonts and all that kind of stuff for all this. I'm not going to worry about that today. In fact, I don't worry about it. I just use the standard stuff. It looks good as far as I'm concerned. So basically, this is going to be the heading of the entire blog. Okay. Now I'm going to have to do a little typing on the fly, which is a little tricky to do while you're presenting, but that's what I was trying to avoid before when I said I was gonna I created some of this, but I'm gonna actually really end up creating a real live blog post here. So let me do a little bit of typing here to explain what we're doing. Day 1 of the 21-day blogging. If there's typos, don't worry about it. I'll fix typos later. I'm not going to worry about it during our live thing, but I guarantee there will be some. So it's day one of the 21-day blogging challenge. Why? Let's, when I write, it's not very formal. It's like I'm talking. So let's start off by understanding why someone would want to get started blogging. Again, this is not going to take long because I've got a lot of stuff written here already. Okay. Now, one of the things we do is, as I'm doing this, well, I'm going to put in my text first, and then I'm going to, kind of fancy it up a little bit at the end. In other words, why would you want to blog? Okay. Now, this stuff here, I'm going to just put in a bullet form, and so I just hit, I can't remember which one of these bullets. I think that, there we go. And expression. Maybe personal expression would be better to say. Personal expression, marketing your business, gaining credibility in your market. Nice. Building connections, good enough. Recognition, good enough. I'm going to take that one out. Instead of SEO benefits, let's say search engine traffic benefits, so that's a little easier to understand. And I'm going to take that out. It's a little irrelevant right now. So there we go. So we're getting the start of a blog post already, okay? And we're getting into the basics. What I'm actually going to do is make these things subtopics here. So I'm going to copy that heading, and I'm going to put it here as a little subtopic. Subtopic being why you want to blog. And as a sub, I'll make that a subheading by clicking here and making it a heading too. So there's a reason I'm actually doing this. You'll see I've got this text here, 21-day blogging challenge. I've got it up here, 21-day blogging challenge. I now have a subheading, 21-day blogging challenge. Any ideas why I want to be doing that? Beverly, you?
Yeah, just because it will rank higher, right? Because that's the kind of stuff that Google is looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Google can read a blog post. It can read all the text in your blog. It can't read a video, but it can read the text in your blog. And so when you want to rank, let's say we want to rank for the word 21-day blogging challenge, okay? Let's say that's the keyword that we want to rank for. If somebody looks that up, it would be cool if we saw this blog post. And they'll even get to see the video that we embed later, things like that, right? So Google, if we want Google to see this post, or maybe, and then people will move around our blog and see what else we've done, we want to include the term that we want to rank for, the search term, in our text. One of the best ways to do it is make it part of your title, not necessarily the only thing in your title, and also part of your various headings, and also part of the text in the blog. Now, you don't want to just overdo that. You don't want to have that words there, taking up 50% of your blog post, which is just like spam kind of thing. But you want it to be reasonable, and you want to keep your blog readable anyway. So you don't want to overdo keyword. It's called the keyword density. You don't want to overdo keyword density in your blog, but you want to have it there so that Google, when they see this post and they see that there, and they're going to see it some more later on, you're going to get the idea that this post is about the 21-day blogging challenge. And if it's kind of about it and well done and gets, basically it'll end up getting well ranked in the search engine, okay? So that's why we're going to do that. But I want to also do it in terms of, kind of structuring the blog as well. So I'm going to make some other subheadings So I'm going to copy that a few times here, and then I'll change it down here. And I know I've got my colors different, but I'll fix that in a few minutes. Like maybe I'll make that color too. I kind of like it like that. Well, no, it's okay. I'll just make it black. Anyway, now remember we were talking about some of these lists. This was kind of like the stuff I was talking about early on in our video. So some of the fast post ideas, I'm going to have to go in and do a little editing on this. I'm not going to keep them all here, but as you can see, we're starting to get a blog together here, and I'm going to put my bullets in again, and I'm going to add some stuff. Reviews of products, Q&A posts. I'm just thinking out loud here. Interviews with other people, resources, and you use top 10 lists. Again, these were just notes that I took, so I wasn't how to do various things, step-by-step guides, quizzes. Quizzes are like, you know, one of the popular things I've seen these days is an online quiz where you answer a bunch of questions and it does something and it says, you know, you're a, you know, this type of person or that type of person. That'd be a little complicated, but you could some kind of text around that. You know, personal failure posts, personal success posts, crystal ball / forecasting, share how or why and so forth. What's in the news, what I've learned, you know, featuring a person encourage. I'm going to take some of these out here just to keep this a little shorter. Encouragement and motivational posts, recommending things, good links, myths. Okay, and I'm going to just take a few out now. So there's an idea. Again, we've got pretty much from a few bullet points, excuse my navigation there, scrolling, we've got the semblance of a blog post. And then I'm going to add, I'm going to take this out for now. And then I'm going to get that where here we go. And ways to blog faster. Heading 2, and color was black. And it's as simple as that. I'm just going to put these all in bullets as well, and then we're pretty much done other than adding a couple images. So 1 second here while we do that. And bullets. Right. Okay. So and then so 10, you know, basically ways to write blog posts a little faster. Well, personally, it's a lot easier to write posts about stuff you know something about. So that's a way to speed things up, right? If I was to write I for instance did not take chemistry in high school. If I was to write something about chemistry right now, nor university, if I was to write something about chemistry right now, I'd have to do an awful lot of research about it. If I want to write something about blogging right now, I can not do any research at all anymore, right? Because I've been doing it. I'm an expert at it. So writing something that you know is good. Also, you're blogging. It's just a blog. It's not a essay. It's not meant for, you know, a thesis or anything like that. So don't worry about perfection. Just worry about getting some good stuff out there that people will like to use. You know, you may even create some templates that you may want to use and then use them over and over again and then just change. Like I could have had a template that I created with the basic structure of this, you know, with the headings, the subheadings, and the bullets, and then just have to add the various, change the text as an idea. So that's kind of an idea. I don't know if I want everything in here, but I'm not going to go into any more time about that. When you when you create your post, you then usually, I like to have a graphic in my blog. And so I've already got graphics uploaded to this system here, so I can use one from there, or I can upload one from my computer. I'm going to use one from the system already. Just want to see where I'll put it. I think I'll put it right here. Excuse me. And I have to just select it because, again, it's already in my gallery. And I'm going to put the 21-day challenge there. Okay, and you'll see it's just inserted that graphic. Okay. And I can delete that line. Oh, no, that was no good. 1 second. Add that again. And there's my graphic. And quite often at the end of my blog, I like to feature a graphic where people can actually learn how to make a lot of money from their blogging. So I'm going to add another graphic here. Excuse my tickly throat. 1 second here. This one is, let's see here, this one here. And so with that, I'm going to add that. And then at the end of all my posts, I've created a graphic that just has my signature. So I'm going to add that as well. And it's there. And there it is. So we just created a blog post in what, about 10 minutes?
Yeah, great.
Right? And now, you know what I'll do, I'm going to come in and add some paragraphs and all that, but there's no point in people watching me type. Also, what I want to show, though, is you can add links to your post. So this one, for instance, I'm going to add a link here to that post. And I want to get my link from iPass, which is the main system that I'm promoting. So excuse me for 1 sec while I do that. Or I can do it this way. Whoop. Safari does this on me every so often. I don't know how to get out of that. It just zooms like crazy. I'm on a Mac, by the way, for the first time, and this has gone on now a few times. And I don't have a trackpad, right? So I can't just use their gestures to unzoom. Anyway, so I'm going to put the link in here. What's going to be a challenge is to find out how to save this if I can't unzoom. Okay, it takes that up. And how do I unzoom? Because I can't navigate further down the page like this. See this bit of a green button here. And okay, well, at least I'm going to be able to save this, and then what I'll do is I'll close Safari and open it up again. So what I'm going to do is, because I've got something talking about money here, I'm going to use, we have an income disclosure statement that will be added. Normally, if I was only talking about blogging, and I didn't have that image, I wouldn't be putting that in. I then also can share this post with people in my team. I can then publish the post. Hit the publish button. And it's going to ask me for something else somewhere. No, maybe not. It usually says what blog I want to put it to, and it didn't seem to do that, but at least I've saved it. So now I'm going to close Safari, open it up so I can get out of this Zoom thing. There we go, and then File, New Window. I don't know why it does that. I haven't figured that out.
This is all good, though, Patrick. It's all learning.
Good, yeah. So I want to go back into my Empower Network account to get back to that blog. There we go. So there we go. Look at, we did this in 10 minutes. You know what I'm going to change? I'm going to make these fonts a bit bigger.
We've still got you on the screen, Patrick, not your...
Okay, one sec. Got to find my Hangout link now. Okay, so there we have the post. Okay.
There we are.
So that was just taken from some notes. Now I'm going to add a few other paragraphs later, but I don't want to take the time to just sit here and type. That's a waste of your time, right? But the key thing is, in the Hangout, I wanted to show. Well, first of all, I want to talk about this with people, so you really know what some of the reasons are you can do it. Other things about, some ideas of how you can do it quickly, and frankly, how you can do it quickly using the platform that we're using, as you can see here, right? So, and in this case, this is a link now. I remember I put a link on that to a site. I'm going to just show you how that works. If I click on that, boom, because I have a control down, it opens it in another window. So that link is taking people over to that page. So I'll just close it, but that's the idea. So that's why you want to put a link there. In this case, that's a lead capture page. When it goes there, if people click on that, go to that link, that means those folks are going to be added to my email list, and so that I can continue marketing to them, right? So there's some real value. Now, again, I want to go back in, and I'm going to just do, seems like this is awful small to me, but I'll do that after the fact. I don't think that's too important to do while we're live, but I'm going to make that font a little bit bigger. And so Bev, and let's see, anybody else? Do we have anybody live? Jenny live? If you want to unmute Jenny, if you can, just want to see if you guys have any questions.
Well, I've used this blogging platform before. You still did answer a lot of questions for me. It's really a good idea to take the notes ahead of time. When you're thinking of things, that's the time to write down a couple of little notes, and you can always do the blog post later.
Yeah.
But when things are fresh in your mind, you see something or you hear something, write down, jot down a couple little notes, and then when you sit down later, you can refresh your memory and do up a quick blog post.
Yeah, absolutely. I did this while watching. Again, I'm on a brand new Mac. I don't know a Mac from.
Yeah.
I'd never touched one up until a week and a half ago. And it comes with notes and numbers and Keynote. Well, I've never used any of those. I used all the Office things. So as my very first try at notes, I said, I'm not going to write notes on my notebook now. I'm going to write them using notes on the Mac. Well, actually, that was a good idea, because look what I just was able to do. I was able to cut and paste from those notes from that seminar and effectively build a blog post. Now create a live Hangout that you guys can use if you want to use it as well. There'll be a link to the video later on, and effectively what I learned in a session, I'm able to train in a session. Now, a lot of this stuff, some of these ideas are not ideas I had. I knew how to construct a blog post because I've been doing it for 2 or 3 years, and I've been getting things ranked in the search engines and all that. But some of the motivational things and some of the ideas, some days it's hard to think of what you want to blog about, right?
Yeah.
So these are helpful to us. Now, just so you know, this blogging platform is a proprietary one with Empower Network, and they're actually going to be making a really big change to it in the next couple months. They're going to be launching a 21-day challenge at that time as well, but I thought, why wait 2 or 3 months to get going on this? Because everything we put in the blog now will be added to the new blog site when they're created. The new sites are actually going to be based on WordPress, and they're going to have a number of plugins and special tools available in them as well, so that will actually make the process a lot easier for things like search engine optimization, for formatting, style. There's going to be themes built in that are really cool, maybe more contemporary themes than the default ones we've got here. Um, and that's going to make them more attractive blogs. But there's also going to be a tool in it that is almost a interactive blog builder, and they're going to have kind of a fill in the blank approach that you can use a different. They don't call it theme. It's a different template. In that template, you're basically going to answer the questions that they ask, and effectively at the end of it, you're going to have a created, right? That's all coming in the next couple months. But I figured we might as well start the challenge now, get the ball rolling. So I've just done my blog post for the day, Beverly. How about you? Here, let me actually, before I end the screen share, let's go outside of the site and take a look at that post. I want to do one last thing.
And you didn't do any SEO on that post, right?
You know, not like this is on page where I've put the text in here, and I'll put that text in more in the. I have to find my navigation here. Excuse me, move this window aside. You know, effectively by doing this is a little bit of on-page SEO. My screen is sharing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is on-page SEO. Even this image, by the way, this image I named before I imported it, the 21-day blogging challenge, and the fact that I've imported and added an image with the exact same name as that, it says 21-day challenge. I just ripped off I just found this graphic somewhere, but I named the image 21-day blogging challenge, and that's the image in the post. These are the headings. I'm going to add some more paragraphs to this that will have that in, and effectively that's all the SEO I needed to do. Okay.
Perfect.
Now what I wanted to do is one last thing. I want to go in here and edit this because I couldn't really see this before. This is what I want when I went into that big mega mode.
Yes.
Right now, the way that's posting, that's just posting to my team members, but I want to put it out in the public. So I can put it out to a public blog, and I have 2. And so if down here, I'm going to I'm going to select the blog that I want to save, and I'll put that on my primary Empower Network blog, that one. And I've got to add a couple other things. Categories will be blogging. I think I have a blogging category there. And I'll maybe add it to a make money from home kind of category too. And then you mentioned SEO. We have the capability to add some SEO here, and this is actually fairly important. So 21-day blogging challenge, the basics. Let's add a little bit more. Actually, I'll add that down below here. Add some keywords. 21-day blogging challenge. It's one keyword. You just separate it by. And so, again, Google's going to get the idea that we're talking about a 21-day blogging challenge, 21-day blogging challenge, blogging, and then here's we're gonna, now this meta description is effectively in the search engine what will come in when they rank a post. This will be the descriptive text about the post, and I think you have usually 160 characters to play with here, so I'm going to say see how to use the 21. And I kind of want to basically say some benefits. So why did somebody want to click the link to open it, right? See how to use the 21-day blog to promote your business, gain credibility. Credibility, is that right?
That's right, yeah.
Okay. And more money. Everybody wants to earn money, so you might as well put it there. And there we go. So I've got 108 characters. I could add a little bit more, and I may even throw in the keyword one more. It's easy and fast. Right? It's not very sophisticated description, but you know what? That'll work. And there you had up to 160 characters, and I've used 158. I've got the keyword in there twice. I've got the keyword here. I've got the keyword here. I've got the keyword 2 or 3 times up here. It'll probably be worth putting it in this, up in this a few more times in the paragraphs. And now I'm saving that, and I said that would be in my primary Empower Network blog. And so now I've saved it, and now if I go out to my blog itself, now I'm not logged into the system. This is how that blog would look. And I definitely know that I want to make these fonts bigger. They're, for some reason, pretty small. And I'll go in and do that change later on, okay? So there's a post. We've done a Hangout in an hour. We've shown how to create one in it. We've created the post. We've created a link. When somebody clicks on that link, it takes them to a lead capture page. It adds them to my system. They may buy a product from me. They may not. It's up to them. But the cool thing is we've laid another kind of foundational component to our business out on the internet for the world to see, right?
Really great.
Here's the deal. Now that's how to make one. It's pretty simple, right? And if anybody, watching either, through Beverly or through anybody else who sees this, if they've shared this post to you, what you want to do is connect with that person. If you don't have a blog, connect with the person who shared the post, and they can set you up on the blogging platform or get you set up. They'll give you a link to get yourself set up on the blogging platform. If you come through me, just click that, and it'll take you there as well, and get you going. What we're going to do is we're going to have another session next week. Now, what we want to do, first of all, is we want to write a post. Everybody that sees this, whatever day you see this, mark it down in your calendar. Mark down 21 days and push yourself to at least spend. It took us about 15 minutes to write that post, but it may take you half an hour for the first one or an hour even. But spend and invest some time to build your business that way. Do one every day. And then the next time we have a live event, I'm going to talk to you about, we'll be sharing how we're promoting posts like this, how we share them to the world. I mean, it's one thing to have a nice post sitting there. Now, maybe people will see this through the search engines now, but there's other ways to share it. Things like Facebook, things like Facebook groups. You could do some even a Facebook advertisement if the post had a level of monetization. In other words, there's something in it to make money, or at least to capture names into an email list, which I've done here. Well, it may be worth spending a few cents per click for people to see that post, right? Just as an example. It may be totally up to you. But next week, what we'll do is we'll set up another session. It might be a little later in the morning, and we'll talk about how we promote the posts. Okay?
That sounds good.
Okay. Any other questions, Bev, or?
No, I think I've got a pretty good handle on it. It's just nice to connect with you and be able to do this together. Every time I do a challenge, I'm committed to it, right? Because I'm not going to let anybody else show me up.
Well, next week, what we'll do is we're going to talk about how to promote a post, maybe what we call blog syndication, and then we'll actually how we can help each other out. The people that are in this could. When people post, everybody could like each other's posts, which will help with SEO and traffic.
Absolutely.
Basically, help each other. And nobody is isolated in this. And I built my business based on helping other people, and that helps me. And so what I want to do is get us to the point that we're all helping each other succeed, and basically that raises everyone up, right? So with that, we've kind of gone an hour, and that's out. It's funny, I usually end in an hour. I'm pretty good about this, unlike some people we know online.
Oh my gosh, we're not mentioning any names though.
David Koff Woods, and I'm an hour guy. That's it. And so what we'll do is, if you see this, folks, connect with whoever shared it to you. get to them. They'll also invite you maybe to next week's session if you'd like, where we're going to talk about syndication and promoting your blog. And that is half the job. Writing a post is simple, but really what you want to do is get people to see your post, and because that's the most important part.
Exactly.
Quick post today, though. I want to thank everybody at Beverly. It's really a lot more fun having somebody with you when you do this kind of thing. So I thank you for joining me today.
Oh, you're welcome. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, and I hope people get something out of this, but it's going to keep me going. You know, I've done a couple posts the last couple of days. I've done this one now. I'll call this day one. It's easy to remember because it's November 1st.
Yes.
So November 1st till November 21st, right there on the calendar. I should put in November right here, eh? That will be our 21-day challenge. When you get in the habit, when you get doing this, you know what? You're going to want to be doing it for a lot more than 21 days. But the key thing is to get to that habit. Get yourself, because it gets easy once you do it. As you can see, we took maybe 15 minutes if I cut out all the talking today. So with that, let's end it. I want to thank again, Beverly. I appreciate you joining me, and we'll see you next week. And everybody who watches, you know, connect with whoever invited you. If you need a blog, they'll get you set up, and we'll take it from there next week. So all the best, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Have a good week.
Thank you.
Bye.